I didn't check if my mic was on. Hey, I wasn't going to stream today, but we are going to stream today because there was a big patch. And I was expecting this patch not to be this big, but it turned out to be this big. So we're streaming. And we're not going to be fussed about the fact that I am lazy as hell today. Today was supposed to be my lazy day. Okay, we're doing patch reads. How's everybody doing? How are you all? This is, so I read them, and that you guys don't need to read them. And yeah, I think that covers like the general gist of it. So there are a lot of changes. I was skimming it and then realized, right, okay, maybe I should either make a video or a stream about this. So we will. Hey, Kaluda. And since I don't want to edit, we're going to do a stream. So that means you get a full read of the whole thing. And it's looking good from what I've seen. So after greetings, fellow humans. After 3 new legendary faction leaders arrived in Total Warhammer 3 with Update 4.0 and Shadows of Change, we've been hard at work to bring a steady stream of fixes and adjustments to build up to patch 4.1. It's looking good. Wait, Siege? Yes, I know. Siege rework. There's Siege stuff. Not full Siege rework, but there's a bunch of changes to Sieges. We'll get to it. Hey, Phil. Yeah, so like I said, there are enough changes that even though I just wanted to lay in bed, we're going to go through it. Greetings, Father and fellow minions. Hey, Benjamin. But yeah, I should also link this, I think, actually. So let's go and link that in chat. Oops. Let's do that, because that's important. That damn heart just always getting in the way. Okay, I can't pin it. I'll pin it as soon as I can, but I currently can't pin it because the heart's getting in the way. So, and we have been getting hot fixes. So overall, I'm pretty happy to see this patch, and this patch is looking pretty darn big. But what comes with patch 4.1, you ask? Well, let's not faff about and dive right into the patch notes with some juicy highlights. Okay, Settlements and Siege Battle update. And it looks like it's actually kind of an update and not like the... It's more of an update than we'll get to it. Mix things up with the fly with skill point resets. So we're getting a skill point reset. So we're getting a mod added to base game, which we were kind of expecting with 3 period, but it's coming now. So nice. Projectiles find their way with homing 2.0. So we're going to have homing missiles soon. New patch date? No, patch comes tomorrow. They're dropping patch notes the day before, but patch comes tomorrow. So we'll check out these things tomorrow in tomorrow's stream, pretty certain. So today we'll just talk about it and see what we think, and then tomorrow we can test it. Patches tomorrow. But yeah. Oh, and now I can pin it. Nice, there we go. So we've got our skill point reset, which is really nice if you confederate. Customize your main menu background with 19 additional themes. I think that's good because that's pretty much, I think, updating the stuff from Total Warhammer 2. I'm assuming that's adding that in. So that's going to be nice. See, I was supposed to be relaxing and not doing anything today. Stand sturdy with massive suite of bug fixes, race tweaks, UI improvements, and more. I've gotten some spoilers, but I haven't read to this point yet. But it looks like there's so much stuff, and actually important stuff. Siege rework is important enough that we should talk about it. Release spotlight. Skill point reset. We've added a button to allow you to reset skill points. When clicked, this will wound the character for 3 turns and will clear all skills. Once the character returns, their skills can be redistributed. Use this to switch up your playstyle on the fly or adapt to a campaign that might have swung in a new direction. So remain on top. So we got a way to fix our broken legendary lords. That's actually really nice. Good job. Proud of you. Also, just remember that I can watch on... Yes. So you can watch wherever you like. No problem. Centaur patch? Yes, the centaurs are getting bigger. Now, the important one, settlement and siege battle update. The goal of... So I haven't read through this, but highlights. The goal of this patch is to improve your experience with the current settlement battle gameplay and the features within it. While adjustments have been made to interactions with settlements on the campaign map, the bulk of the changes can be seen within the battles themselves. We'll look at the intent of the changes, how we're striving towards that intent, and how it will alter your settlement battle strategies moving forward. Let's go. Link capture points. Okay, that's interesting. So the main capture point is connected to the others. Okay. Intent: to add more depth to gameplay when using stealthy units to exploit the score-based victory objective. An example being players using stealthy units, to capture the tier 5 Zarna Grunt settlement early on in the campaign. Yeah. The nice, easy way of getting the settlement. The major capture point has been fairly exposed to stalker units and should be more of a final back location when defending your settlement. This change also pairs with the 4.0 update where we remove victory tickets from the key building point. The major capture point has been fairly exposed. Okay, it's exposed. You will now find that the major capture point location is locked by the key building locations, and to gain access to the major location as the attacker, you will have to capture the key building point to unlock it. Oh, that's cool. No, that's cool. So until you capture this point, it's going to be walled off. We'll have to check out the different maps to find out how well they've done that, or if we've got a couple of maps that have accidental gaps. That's cool. That is actually cool. I like that. Okay, so that's definitely worth something. You will now find, this has been done to promote more of the desired fallback gameplay and to make capturing key point a little harder in the early game with the use of stalker units. And it will also ruin plans like, the Bretonia cheese to just go and have your lords go and rush it. Okay. We'll see about that. So, locked off main point until you capture this point is how I'm reading that. Settlement vision abilities. Remove stock. Okay. Tier 2. Controlled by the Empire. Fires piercing projectiles at nearby enemies. But that is really cool. Are you going to play or no? Not today because the patch isn't out today. The patch is only tomorrow. Patch is tomorrow. Today is just talking about patch. I might play games afterwards, but if I do, it's not going to be Total War. Today, I am... This is as comfy as I get. These are my comfiest things. These are my comfy socks. You guys, today is comfy. Wonder if it will work as intended or if it just means you have to capture 2 points with stalkers instead. That's what I'm wondering, too. We can't test this stuff out today, but we can plan what we want to test tomorrow. And clearly, this is something we need to test. This here. Which means maybe a quick Bretonia campaign, jumping over to a quick Skarsna campaign. So people where we got fast stalkers and then where we've got speedy units. Because the Bretonian Knights can do it pretty well too on their mounts. So I think those are 2 factions we should try testing this out on. So tomorrow will be science-y. And then we got something with vision and towers. Tower vision, building, hex area, remove stock. Okay. Does that just mean it removes stock from everything, or does that mean remove stock? We'll read that. Intent is to add further gameplay depth when using stealthy units to exploit the score-based victory objective. Currently, stalkers or other stealth units can walk freely throughout a settlement without being spotted. Buildable settlement towers now have an ability that grants vision of a stalker unit in the nearby area. This is to aid in finding those sneaky units who run through your streets unseen on their way to the capture points. Destroying the building will disable the ability to allow you to freely roam the settlement. The ability to allow... Okay, so destroying towers is now also good just to go and re-hide your stalkers. So this whole area uncovers them. It's not just the towers who see them. This just removes stock, how I read it. Okay. That's cool. So towers are now useful as scouting towers. Okay. Additional barricade positions is to add more battle flow control options to players in both major and minor settlement battles. An example of being some of the minor settlements having split paths with a barricade in one path but not the other. Yeah, those are hilarious. We have gone through each of the settlement maps and added in more barricades. I hope they have gone through all the maps and just had a look at where they place things, because there's some bad placement on some maps. Interesting it is. It's just killing off stealth cap cheese players. It's not killing them off. It's just changing. We don't know yet. We need to see, because we might be able to work around this. It will be adding more depth to playing the stealth, because playing stealth is its own form of strategy. I'm not going to say a stealth player is playing the game wrong, going and sneaking into a settlement and taking control of the Senate. Fair enough. Different tactics for different players. So it's just going to change the way you go about it. Or maybe it will completely remove it and it won't be an option. We'll find out tomorrow. We'll test tomorrow. Not gonna lie, me and my friends I play co-op with, going to fight them, but instead wait them out and auto-resolve changes are interesting though. I don't hate the sieges that much. Barricades have been strategically placed to face outward from their connected capture locations, effectively bolstering the defense of these key points. While some of the barricade placements may appear unconventional at first glance, they have been carefully designed to address various angles of attack and settlements with multiple entrances. Our aim was to create a more balanced and challenging siege experience for all players. Restricted single build changes. So, we only get a build once. There is a rework. Okay, so intent is to reduce player frustration and micromanagement when interacting with the toggleable building system. By allowing a slot to only have a single building, the player attacker defender ratio is 70-30. Okay. Is to reduce player slot. So by allowing a slot to only have a single building, the player attacker defender ratio is for minor settlements and for major settlement battles. The changes should make these battles more enjoyable when playing as an attacker. I'm not sure what that means. Not gonna lie to you, I don't know what this means. We have changed the way that buildable towers and barricades can be interacted with in battle. The deployment phase will remain the same. The changes will be during the battle phase and will limit building slots to only one building. Does that mean if you build one type of building, that's the only type? I'm not sure. What this means is that once you have built in a slot, you will not be able to dismantle it or rebuild it when it is broken. Okay, once you've used a build slot, that build slot is used and done. You can't use that. Okay, now I understand. Okay, I understand that now. Has been destroyed in that slot, is gone forever. You can still swap out and upgrade buildings variants throughout the battle, but you will now need to save up for the more expensive towers to deploy them later in the battle. Okay, so if you build a tier 1 tower somewhere and the attacker destroys the tier 1 tower, you will no longer be able to build a tower on that spot anymore. But let's say you build that tier 1 tower and you've gathered up enough points to build it up to a tier 3 building, you can upgrade it to a tier 3 building. But you can't destroy your own building. Okay, that seems nice. Even stronger arguments for the traps. That might make the traps more viable. It might. I also like the morale boosters. They can be real useful. Some of them have heals on them. And you can still swap between them. So on the barricades, you can still swap, but I guess that means you can't go from this to this. But you should be able to go from this to this because they're different. I don't know. It said swap. That one needs testing. But once you've built a tower in a spot and it gets destroyed, you can no longer build a tower in that spot. I wonder if that will change the health of the towers. Weapon damage versus building rebalance. The damage caused by a missile attack split between base and armor piercing. Armor piercing damage is always applied. Base damage can be blocked by armor. This unit has a 50% damage multiplier against buildings. Damage value shown is damage over 10 seconds. Caused by missiles to split between base. Yeah, armor piercing damage is always applied, but base damage can be blocked by armor. This is just wrapping my head around it. This unit has a 50% damage multiplier against buildings. Okay, so this unit is better at shooting towers. Is that going to be on all? We'll see. Intent is to increase the overall time it takes for units to destroy buildings. This will come alongside a building health rebalance. Because if you can only build them once, if your tower gets shot down super fast, you might get upset. Which we'll get to in a moment, as the current sentiment is that buildings are destroyed too quickly to be effective during defense. I would agree with that if you can only build them once. The building damage modifier for melee and missile weapons have all been rebalanced to make sure that units feel like they're doing the kind of damage you would expect when attacking various buildings in battle. You don't expect little arrows to go and fuck up a stone tower. Less pop-up towers? Yep. HP, it's coming. Yeah, they are buffing HP. Yep. Some units, such as Skaven warp grinders or the dwarf miners and artillery, are more themed towards the destruction of buildings, and this will be shown in their greater ability to bring them down in battle. That's nice. That will make the warp grinders' siege ability make more sense. Units with fire type attack or the wall breaker attribute will get increased bonus values for this modifier when attacking buildings, and both of these additional bonuses stack. Nice. We now display this information on the unit info panel within the weapon or missile strength tooltips. Nice. Note, this is only displayed for units that can attack walls. Does that mean archers won't get that? Because archers can't attack walls. But archers can attack towers. Will the archers get this tooltip or will they not get this tooltip? Is it to be assumed if you don't have this tooltip, you won't get any of the multipliers? We'll have to look into that. Buildings, health, rebalance, and progression. Intent is to add more incentive and usefulness to upgrading the wall buildings and increase the overall time it takes for units to destroy the walls in battle. This will work in tandem with the weapon building damage modifier rebalance mentioned above. We have added more functionality to the defensive building chains on campaign. Is building actual walls in the map going to be better? The primary focus for these changes are the outer walls, the outer perimeter towers, and their gates. Note that the unique settlements like, for example, Altdorf, have these increased unlocked by the main campaign buildings chain, rather than the walls. Okay, so if you're in a special settlement, you might get the bonuses without needing the walls. Each time you upgrade the walls of your major settlement, we now increase the building health in the battle. Oh, that's nice. That is adding a reason to build walls. You will now benefit from increased health values for your walls, towers, and gatehouses that scale up with the building levels. The overall health of an outside wall has been approximately doubled. Based on if you have walls or not. Interesting. This is seeming interesting. I assume it only shows up for artillery and siege attackers need to be tested. Exactly, that definitely needs tested. We'll have to look at that tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of tomorrow's stream is definitely going to be more trying out all the changes that we're reading about today. Yeah. Straight up. I want to see how it works. And you guys can tell me because I've got work tomorrow, so I can't start streaming whenever the patch goes live. This is really sounding like a Skaven nerf. I wouldn't say this is a Skaven nerf. This is not a Skaven nerf. So, what faction do you always build walls with because it's worthwhile? Skaven. You have to build walls with Skaven. You want to build walls with Skaven. They give you better towers. They give you a warp bomb. You build walls with Skaven. Skaven's a faction you always build walls with. At least I do. And walls give you money as Skaven. That's not hitting Skaven. But you might be somewhere else in the patch that I'm not, and then it might be a Skaven nerf. I wait for the moment of actually playing and seeing that either bonus does not apply for the siege units or that it also applying to damage dealt to normal units. I would like seeing that. A lot of this needs testing, but on paper it's looking pretty nice. Not gonna lie, looking pretty nice. How do you feel on paper? Just will not the buff get unless they have the ability to attack the walls? That's what I'm assuming as well. I'm assuming archers don't get that buff, which kind of makes sense. Puny little arrows aren't going to do shit to a wooden structure. I can't tell us DLC will come this year or DLC. I'm assuming it's coming this year until they state otherwise about the DLC. I'm not going to go and assume they've changed that until they update us on that. So we got another tower. Intent is to create a difference between the projectiles range of the wall towers and the built towers. Are they going to have less range? Range split. We have now split the ranges between the settlement wall towers and the buildable towers within the settlement because the range on the towers is absolutely insane currently. The wall-based towers have retained their longer range as they're built in the settlement, whereas the buildable towers have been much reduced range, good, as their role is to be more of a reactionary solution to enemies attacking a specific area within your settlement. That makes perfect sense, because the range on the towers you built inside the settlements could be as long as the siege towers, and they could also hit you in blind spots to the walls, and it was super annoying. Personal opinion. New backgrounds. We're delighted to enhance... Oh, okay, so I think that's base siege rework in there. But it's looking interesting, at least to me. Did they not give the patch notes earlier to you? Nope, they didn't give it early to us. We were like pre-warned that they were coming this afternoon, but we didn't know when they were coming this afternoon. And since they hadn't popped up by the time I was ready to go and just, take a shower and be done with today, I decided not to stream, and now I am streaming. So sometimes I think people get them early, but I don't know. I've never gotten them early. And Human Boy's covering them right now too. Human Boy's he's doing a live stream as well. He's more in the multiplayer sphere, so if you're more interested in the multiplayer stuff, let me go and quickly actually find him. I'll go and drop a link for Human Boy because he's a good lad. And he'll give you like a multiplayer view on the situation, I think, whereas I'll give you a campaign view. So, link to Human Boy if you want a more focused on multiplayer situation. And if you want to just be here and chat with me, then stick around. But if you want someone who understands multiplayer, Human Boy does understand multiplayer. I don't understand multiplayer. I don't play multiplayer. Skill point reset, are they serious? I got a better morale for that. But now it's official. Some people like me like playing straight up vanilla and don't like using mods to cheat. It's not cheating. Mods are not cheating. I'm going to say this clearly. Mods are not cheating, but I feel like I'm cheating if I use them. We gonna play what? We can't play today, unfortunately. Patch is only here tomorrow. Okay. New backgrounds. We're delighted to enhance your Total Warhammer experience with a touch of nostalgia and add-on personalization. We've reintroduced the main menu themes from Total Warhammer 1 and Total Warhammer 2, offering more ways to customize your experience. So we just got a new starting screen. Indulge in the 9 classic images from the first installment, or breathe life into your menu with the 10 animated backgrounds from the sequel, all alongside the existing Total Warhammer 3 themes. To change the background, simply hover, you just go and click one direction or the other. Then we got some stability and performance stuff. I'll read these just for the people who have had these. Fixed a rare crash that would occur when a legendary hero would spawn for the AI. Changing the difficulty from another difficulty to legendary and back to another difficulty will now make the realism checkbox value revert to the previous value. Fix the battle realism checkbox in campaign options showing the settlement from the preference file instead of the settings from the save file, which caused it sometimes to look as if it was inverted. Fixed a rare pathfinding crash. Fixed a multiplayer crash when 2 or more players try to teleport to a quest battle at the same time. Fixed a rare soft lock when playing as Slanesh and ending your turn after summoning the Disciple Army for the first time. Gameplay. Rules and system. But straight up, that siege rework is looking good. Let's go through the general stuff and then we can talk about siege work if we want. Reworking homing projectiles to be far more aggressive and accurate in their homing, enabling them to hit their targets more consistently. That's kind of scary considering some units are pretty good at hitting things like hell cannons. Fixed pending diplomacy offers not being interactable if they were received when the diplomacy panel was already open. That's good. Spellcasters, I think this is a multiplayer thing. Spellcasters without snipe are now revealed, for example, while hiding in forests or while casting spells. Fair enough. Fixed an issue where the Warriors of Chaos Norska enslaved captives option would sometimes appear for other races post-battle rather than just between the Warriors of Chaos and Norska. Ambush withdraw zones have been removed from behind the ambush armor to a harder to reach location. Okay. I think that's good because sometimes you just need to stand right in front of it and hope you can stop them from going through. Siege capture points now use sticky tooltips and contain relevant information about capture point behavior. An alert has also been added for attackers when they are losing control of a location that unlocks another. Okay. Fixed a number of Lord recruitment rank technology that were not increased said rank when replacing a Lord only when recruiting a fresh one. Fixed a number of Lord recruitment rank technology that were not... yeah. You know the bug where you'd only get your higher level Lords if you hired them normally, where you couldn't replace a Lord and it wouldn't get its levels? That's nice. That's a good fix. That's a good fix. That always made me sad when I'm like, okay, and this dude doesn't get the bonuses because I need to swap out this Lord. Certain buildings that applied corruption faction-wide were applying it to every region, and so it would combine in provinces with multiple regions. Now it applies per province. We're applying to... Okay. Fix some instances where when a settlement building was damaged, the settlement would lose its walls. AI rules and logic. Fixed an issue where the AI flying units remained idle after applying with the attacker's reinforcing army in walled settlement battles. Fixed an issue causing AI reinforcing units to remain idle once deployed on the map when nearby ally unit group is attacking the settlement walls. I've seen this one happen a lot. That's good. Garrison will now correctly enter the battlefield under control of the AI when delegated to the AI. Improvements have been made to ensure AI defenders in settlement battles are not pulling back too aggressively from enemy units, as it was leading to them becoming idle and not engaging enemy units. Whoops. Improve the position of AI archer units to allow them to pull back from settlement walls when the attacking army has entered the settlement. Reduce the frequency of ground-based AI melee units attempting to engage flying enemy units and idling underneath them instead. In siege battles, defending AI can now construct deployables when reinforced by a player army. On easy and normal difficulty settings, the attacking AI will no longer form up and wait outside a settlement for missile artillery units to attack buildings before storming in. This means that the AI won't wait for a missile. So they're making the lower difficulties a little bit easier. Good. That sounds absolutely fair. Before moving and allowing the towers to do their job a lot more effectively. Fix an AI issue where units were being grouped together incorrectly when issued orders to assault walls in siege battles, leading to units attempting to assault walls that are too far from them. I do think it's important to keep in mind that it's not just about them making the AI better and harder for higher difficulties. It's important to keep the lower difficulties clear and understandable. But yeah. I think there are a lot of changes. I would say a lot of people have been asking for these changes. From what I can see, there have been... So, the mini game of building and rebuilding towers is a massive complaint I've heard so many times from so many peoples, and that's something they're addressing in this patch. They're also addressing the sneak capping, which has been complained about, but I can see also upsetting some people who like doing sneak caps. But I do feel like a lot of those original changes for the siege rework, I think those are changes that have been asked for to a certain degree. Straight up. But yeah. Fix an AI issue where... Oh, I already read that. But it's important to keep the different difficulties clear. Like, if you're on a lower difficulty, you want the AI to be stupid. Because that's the whole reason you're playing on a lower difficulty. Exploit fixes. Fix an exploit where casters mounted on war beasts could cast a magic missile spell and then move to avoid paying the winds of magic cost for it. I didn't actually know about this one, but that's kind of fun, and I understand why it's going as well. Still kind of fun. So if you want to use this exploit, use it now. You won't have it tomorrow. Immortal Empire's achievements unlock conditions. We've adjusted the unlock requirements for campaign completion achievements to include the long victory type in Immortal Empires alongside the current domination and ultimate victory types. That will make it easier to get them, just considering how long a ultimate victory or domination victory can actually take. So I think that's a good change. Achievements can not be granted retroactively, but can be earned on existing saves that complete the long victory after the patch. So if you have a long victory and it would give you a trophy, you can go and load into that save. Nice. This one, I'm not sure if I can check. Battle adjustments. Single entity knockdown reactions. We've adjusted the behavior of units targeting a single entity that's been knocked down in combat. This can be broken down into two different cases. Oh, I might care about this one because I have issues here. When a unit with multiple entities knocks down a single entity target, previously they would engage in a charge behavior, where they charge across and around the knockdown entity until they stood back up. Under the new system, they have two new cases they can employ, depending on the state of the knockdown entity. If the knockdown entity lands outside of the squad's OBB, a concept... What's OBB? I'm assuming their orbit or their being. A concept where we draw an invisible box around a cluster of the unit to determine the rough space it controls and observes for entity-level behavior. Yeah, their zone of control. The unit will move to place their formation over the fallen entity, then wait for it to get up. If the knockdown entity lands inside the squad's OBB, they will remain stationary and simply wait for the target to stand back up, maintaining their surround in most cases. So keep it trapped. For single entity versus single entity matchups, once the target is knocked down, the attacking entity will move towards them and place themselves near their fallen foe in a position to attack them once they stand back up. I hope that works, because it's so annoying just knocking them over and over because you keep charging into them. Be aware that these cases do not apply when pursuing routing targets. Okay. Projectile homing 2.0. It's in the name. We've refactored how the game handles... I want to see how this works. This one will be just a general one that we'll see while we play games, because I do care about this one. But let's get to the homing missiles. We've refactored how the game handles homing behavior for the projectiles, making them significantly more reliable and opening up space to create a variety of low and high power homing profiles. Projectiles prior to this change could not correct their course vertically and were bound by a lot of limitations. But now we've unlocked the power to create truly frightening cruise missiles. That could be very scary. As part of this change, we've rebalanced existing homing profiles to account for the most aggressive implementation. But on average, expect homing projectiles to be more effective at hitting the mark in general. Might make some spells better. Here's a quick before and after on Count Noctilus' Wrathstorm ability. Notice how the projectile turning circle is a lot more aggressive now. Before... we see it going boo, 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 boo. Oh, yeah, look at that. So here it just goes kind of down and kind of misses him. And here it goes beep, a boop. Nice, that looks good. Lesson Doom Cannon. Yeah, the hell cannons are looking real scary. So pursuing routing targets still is not fixed. The routing one's not fixed, but... the routing troops are a little bit less problematic, in my opinion. It's far more annoying when you're in the middle of the battle and you're trying to kill a lord or something, and he just gets knocked down the whole time and stays on the same health. No, they are nerfing my beloved. They will be, but I haven't gotten to that yet. I know Akshina are getting nerfed and nerfed. So we'll see. Also, hello everybody. A lot more people here, so we're gonna say hello again. Here's a list of units and abilities that have been affected by this change. Orion, Sisters of Twilight, Glade Lord both, Glade Captain, Ulrika, Waystalker, Luminarch of Hish, Temple of Luminarch, Doom Diver Catapults, Hell Cannon. This is the one that worries me. Also, these ones a little bit. These ones are already pretty. Both of these artillery are both already pretty darn accurate. The Soul of Damnation, Hell Cannon. The Ice Forge Legion, Soul Grinder, Tzeentch. Abilities, Goggly Lair, Volley of Dark Arrows, Volley of High Arrows, Crippling Throw, Ice Shard, Dart of Doom, Eagle Quiver, Rod of Torment, Wrathstorm, Quiver of Akshi, Executioner, Arrow of Akshi, Focus Shot, Spirit Bearer, okay, that's... Dire Spirit Bear, Lesser Doombolt, Warp Fireball, Warp Stars. It's good this one that the Doombolt's getting it, because the Doombolt kind of missed a lot. Warp Stars upgraded, Gaze of Nagash, Hand of Gods, Tomb of Furion, Wand of the Caridion, Doombolt upgraded, Soul Quench, Blue Fire of Tzeentch, the Ember Spear, Gaze of Mork. This one might make this even more useful than it used to be. Gaze of Mork, Warp Fireball, Shem's Vindictive Glare. I'm skipping doubles now. Gaze of Nagash, the upgrade's always there. Cinder Blast, Arrows of Kurnos, the Venom Staff, Volley of Cornus, Ember Bow, Bow of the Seafarer, Wolf's Howl, Hunting Spear, Spear of Kurnos, Skarsnik's Prota, Army abilities, Wrath Storm, Doom Diver Strike, Bolt of Spite, Bolt of Change. Nice. But yeah, it's looking good. Luminarch seems more like a railgun to me. Fire and Forget. Well, maybe? I don't know. I didn't know that Luminarchs were heat-seeking. I didn't know that they were. I will admit, I rarely use the Luminarchs. I could pretty much say I never used the Luminarchs. They were never really a unit I was heavy into using. But what about Flaxen's Rune of Seeking? That wasn't in there. Also, you would need to check. With the Black Arc tier 5 army ability as well? Yeah, because the Black Arc ability, the bolts from the Black Arc, are based off of the spell, the Dark Elf spell. So that makes sense that gets it too, in my opinion. But yeah. Okay, races and balance changes. General. The embedded hero action training now increases experience gains for units within the army rather than a flat amount per turn. But what does that mean? Okay. Add missing garrison units to Empire forts of High Elf Gates and the Great Bastion when occupied by Ogre Kingdoms or Wood Elves. Fix an issue that would allow units with stock and fire while moving, but not snipe, to fire without being revealed. Oh. Whoops. Spells. General. Banishment is a little bit slower, so it will be easier to predict where it goes. Curse of the Bad Moon is a little bit slower, more predictable. Curse of the Bad Moon Overcast, still slower. Siege Firestorm and Overcast version, again slower. They're making them all more predictable. Chain Lightning. Yeah, they're making them all more predictable, so these are all being made more predictable for when you cast them. Segment's Incantation of the Skull Storm, again, more predictable. Hawks of Miska, more predictable. That's what I'm going to... Oh, wait. Yeah, for Vortex Speed, just means it doesn't move about as erratically if it's less. Life Bloom duration has been... healing's going down. Children of Nurgle. Ooh, they're hurting our healing. These are both nerfs to the heal. These are both nerfs to the passive heal. Because the passive heal is so good. RadiantAsh, it means you get plus experience, not 10 plus experience per turn. Yeah, but they're not telling us the percentage. Well, I guess they would show you the percentage when you pick the skill. I got that part, but I didn't get how much experience Hayfen. Do give a tiny trickle true? But yeah, so both passive heals here are being nerfed. Restless Dead, is this the one for Vamps? Because that would be another heal. I just don't remember the name for the Vamps version. Troll Guts, duration is going down. I don't remember what spell this is. Is this the heal? This might be the heal. I think this might be the heal for ogres. I'm not sure. Their actual real one. Soul Stealer, self-phase, heal. Yeah, it's looking like they're nerfing healing. Rune of Doom, effect range map wide is now 55. So worse, I'm not sure. Fireball, altered fireball so that it should be more reliable, explode in the center of enemy units instead of penetrating through a unit entirely. You mean it might actually work as a anti-infantry weapon instead of just using it as a magic missile? Troll Guts is the ogre heal spell? Thought so. It looked like it. That sounded, and what they were changing about it made it look like it was the heal thing. I just don't always remember the name. Life Bloom. Nerf sucks. Life Bloom and Children of Nurgle nerf sucks. It seems like we got three health nerfs, 3 heal nerfs. We got Life Bloom, nerf. Children of Nurgle, this is the passive heal for Nurgle, nerf. Restless Dead, I think that's the heal for vampires. And then the passive one. And then Troll Guts is over here, the last nerf to a heal for the ogres, their actual heal spell for the for the butchers. Skills. Fixed a large number of red line skills that apply to rank 7 and above units, but were not applying to the relevant regiments of renown units. Good. Added character traits for when fighting battles and using heroes against the Chaos Dwarfs. Traits being fixed. Wait, added character traits for when fighting. Okay, so we get more traits. Items and ancillaries. The student archivist followers will now drop when a character ranks up on the same turn as when the faction has completed researching a technology. Oh, no more cheesing students. Do you know what? You guys can't tell me to go and turn off my tech anymore. I know it's fucking you over, but it's not fucking me over. Vampires forever, baby. The vamp heals are fine. 1 second. Is this the vamp passive? Just tell me if it's the vamp passive. That's all I want to know. Restless Dead. Is that the vamp passive? Because I think it is. Or to get students, that's kind of sage. Yeah, I know it's going to make you guys sad, but at least when I'm playing any faction that gets students, people won't say, why don't you turn off your tech? Why don't you turn off your tech? I'm sorry it's happening to you guys. Students are our future. Students are dead. I'm sorry, this does suck. That is a big nerf. And I think it's a sad nerf because it was a choice to turn off your tech. Thematically, it makes sense that you're more likely to get a student when you research a technology, but it's taking away something where you put hard work in by turning off your tech every turn. It's making it less interactive for you. So I'm sorry it happened. And they're telling you who to be mad at. What is wrong with you, CA? What is wrong with you, CA? Why would you do that? Okay, everything else is good thus far, but why would you go and throw out someone's name on a change that is going to definitely upset folks? When CA takes some cheese, it giveth more cheese? Yeah. Snitches get stitches. Snitch is on his way. CA snitched. Fixed a number of issues with the Sword of Cain. It will no longer be awarded to quest battle factions or non-standard armies, e.g. caravans, disciple armies, ogre camps. Whoops the daisy. It will correctly return to the Shrine of Cain when the owner is defeated by an army that is not able to equip it. We've added ancillary set. Does that mean if Demon Boy, the demon, Daniel, Demon Boy, Yuri, if he fights the Sword of Cain, does that go back to the shrine? That's kind of sad. We've added ancillary set bonuses for the following lords and their unique ancillaries. Mother Asenkia, Cauldron of Power, Crown of Claws. Okay, so we're getting some extra stuff here. They're just not telling us what. Miao Ying, Vembrances of Yin, Stormwind. So Miao gets some, Ostenki gets some, Zhao and Yuan Bo. Beastmen update. Add a missing corruption effects to the unique Hearthstone found in Lothern and the Oak of Ages. Added unique Hearthstone buildings in Kislev, Zarnagrunt, and Weijin. Nice. That's just nice. Classic Reddit. Wanting attention, rip student. Well, the thing is, I don't even know. That person might not have even wanted the shout out, the thank you. They might not have even wanted it. I don't know. Campaign. Fix some cases of events appearing for Beastmen that would modify unit recruitment cost, despite them having 0 recruitment cost. Beastmen will no longer receive events that affect growth in a province as their Hearthstones do not use it. Beastmen factions will no longer receive missions to control province or gain income. Fixed a rare instance where after fighting the Beastmen final battle, identical imposters of Karl France and or Lewin Kurt would appear on the campaign map. Fixed an issue where if Beastmen characters were being recruited at rank 15 or higher due to a reward of dread being unlocked, the challenge of the strong survivors was no longer possible to unlock. Now it will progress when the characters are recruited at rank 15 or higher. That's nice. Good. That's a good fix. That's a happy fix. These all sound like happy fixes that are needed. Units added multiplayer caps on Sengors. Malgor, the Dark Omen, can no longer capture points in domination mode. Actual multiplayer stuff, I have 0 opinion on them, sorry. Sengors, their costs have gone up in multiplayer. Sengors now follow the unit cap precedent set by Champions of Chaos. Sengors now count towards the Gore Horde Shield unit cap. Tsangors have an additional cap of 4 due to being a unit that has a Mark of Chaos. Multiplayer price decrease for Ungor Horde. Ungor Horde Spearmen are cheaper in multiplayer. Ungor Spearmen with shields are cheaper in multiplayer. Butchers of Kelganor Minotaurs shields multiplayer cost has gone up. And upkeep for the player has also gone up. So Butchers of Kelkengard, the Minotaurs with shield, are now more expensive both in multiplayer and in single player. When I say multiplayer, I actually mean, domination and that kind of stuff. Just to clarify for everyone. Time to find the dude and... yeah, see, that's why it's questionable that they put it in there. That's why it's questionable. It was nice to see the Furies getting love. I haven't gotten to the Furies getting love. Or did I? I don't think I did. No, I haven't. Added the Incarnate Elemental of Beast to the Beastmen Redline skill, Bestial Butchers, and the Freakish Mutations. If they get this unit, which I believe they might, then yeah, good. Torix the Brass Bulls, Titans of the Deep Forest skill now also applies to the Incarnate Elemental of Beast units. Fix Kezric the One-Eye skill, Houndmaster not applying both effects to Feral Manticores. Morgul skill Abstraction of Tzeentch now also applies to Tsangors. Makes sense? Bretonnia campaign, fix Bretonnia not being able to sack or raise Beastmen Hearthstones. Fix the Estalian Distro follower being available to Bretonnia when it was intended to be Empire only. Chaos Dwarfs. Heroes can no longer be embedded into Chaos Dwarfs convoys. That sucks. It's going to be worse when we get to Cathay. Fix an issue where certain buildings could not be constructed in the Tankard Castle settlement in the Realms of Chaos campaign. I don't play Realms of Chaos, so I didn't know about that. Units. Hobgoblins are cheaper to recruit, cheaper in multiplayer, and cheaper to field. Hobgoblin Slinky Gets are cheaper to get in multiplayer. Chaos Dwarf Warriors are cheaper to buy in single player, are cheaper to get in multiplayer, and have less upkeep. Chaos Dwarf Warriors Great Weapons. Price goes down, all 3 of what I said. Hashut Dark Ravagers, removed from the units with 360-degree firing arc multiplayer cap. Great Taurus, Bale Taurus, and Cinder Breath, entity size large, has been changed to very large. They're bigger now. Trait. Fix a number of innate traits that were not functioning for Chaos Dwarf characters. That's good. I knew there were a couple that were broken. Technology. Fix some missing tooltips in the Chaos Dwarfs technology tree when mousing over the resource costs. The unliteral agreements technology now functions correctly. Didn't know about that. Items. Fix some magic items not dropping via the Tower of Zarsi. Chaos Dwarf specific magic items will now also drop after battle victories, not just via the Tower of Zar mechanic. Nice. Also, Chaos Dwarfs have a really low drop chance for items in general. So many nearly should. No wonder they can't fix the right things. They fixed a bunch of... These are the minor changes that also need to happen. They made some massive fixes. There have been some fat massive fixes. We're just at the more minor area. And there are like some really important fixes in here. Fixing the traits is really important. It sucks when things don't function the way they should. This is something that should have never been broken. It was broken. It's getting fixed. I'm happy. Things can break. Seeing them fix it is good. But yeah. Unilateral. Thank you, Lucius. Thank you for helping me read the word. Thank you. Unilateral. Thank you. That really helps. Thank you. Much appreciated. Cool. Still no Chaos Die bug traits fixes. No surprise. No, mama. Nor Gigantha. It says that they're fixing them. But I don't know. Have they banned Ash stealing her coworker? Hey. If I want a cup of milk, you can't stop me. Demons of Chaos campaign. The Shrine of the Widowmaker landmark now provides the favored corruption of the faction that owns the settlement. Nice. The Demon Prince now recruits the god-specific versions of the Chaos Furies units depending on which god the settlement is dedicated to. Okay. Fix some instances where landmark buildings were not appearing for the Demon Prince. Oops. Remove the research technology mission from the Demon Prince as Daniel can't complete it because he don't got tech. Units added the blue scribes to the Demons of Chaos Skirmish versus AI roster. Demon Prince, base Demon Prince has now been included in the rare single entity cap. Could you technically have multiple demon princes in multiplayer? General update, fixed an issue where AI... Oh, we're Dark Elves. Let me have a sip. Patch reads are always where I end up talking so much that my throat kills me. Let's see when they fix lore traits like if action buffs being active after being disbanded and sitting in the recruitment pool. Hey, I don't want that one fixed, Hende. I don't want that one fixed. That should not be fixed. Unlimited milk cheese when? If they fix that, then they can bring back Entrepreneur. And they can bring back the magic stuff. If they make it that when they're disbanded, their traits no longer apply, then they can go and bring back all those traits that made me sad when they disappeared. Ash for Christmas. A little booklet. Ooh. Dark Elves. Fixed an issue where AI-controlled Dark Elves weren't recruiting Black Arcs. Campaign. Fixed an issue... fix the Dark Elf settlement buildings in Nagara and Lothar and Tori Vrest and the High Elf colony settlements, not affecting corruption. Fix an issue where Marathi was unable to construct buildings in the Empire Forest settlements. Units! The Cold One Chariots are no longer able to attack walls. Cold One Chariots added to the units with 360-degree firing arc multiplayer cap. Bloodwreck Medusa, the Siren of Red Ruin, Bloodwreck Medusa, and Bloodwreck Shrine. With the changes to homing projectiles behavior, small balance pass has been done on the Bloodwreck Medusa gaze weapon. Because the explosion damage is less overall, but the impact damage has been increased, pushing more of a generalist AP profile. Okay, so base missile damage is going down, armor piercing damage is going down, bonus versus infantry disappearing, shots per volley is going up, base explosion damage is going down, so it's armor piercing, but the radius is also going down. And one would need to use the Medusa to go and really figure out how that's going to actually function a little bit. Because we're getting more shots, but will it equal out to a similar damage? Possibly. I don't know. On paper, I can't tell. You remove the traits and say... They just removed the traits. Yes, they just removed traits. I want them back if they do ever try fixing that. Then they need to give us back our good traits. The Siren of Red Ruin. So it was really for Dark Elves. It was Cold Ones and Medusa. Dwarfs. Campaign, the Great Temple of Hashut, Descendant Landmark Zarnagrunt now provides Oath Gold instead of Winds of Magic when constructed by the Dwarves. Yes, we love magic as the Dwarves. Grand Cathay. Campaign, heroes can no longer be embedded into Cathay caravans. Now, Chaos Dwarves got this as well, but the Chaos Dwarves get stronger units for their caravans, already just base. This here, no longer being able to embed heroes into caravans, is going to hit Cathay a lot harder than it does Chaos Dwarfs, in my opinion. Late game, when your army, when your caravans can be hit more often by really scary armies, having those heroes in there can make a big difference. So I think that's a shame that they're not letting you add in the heroes anymore. Fix an issue where after performing the matters of state action, structure operation, and then saving, loading before performing a hero action would not remove the effect that granted the hero action success. I didn't know that was a thing you could do. Understand why it's going. You are no longer able to target UNBO's deployed garrison armies with other matter of state actions. They've doubled their price, a bit more than double their price. Massive increase to cost. They're really good units. That kind of makes sense. Ability Harmony Yang, base melee defense is being nerfed. Base morale is being nerfed. Why? Ability Harmony Yin, base speed. Why are they nerfing the whole reason you need to keep units together? That's a shame. I feel like that's not great. But yeah. The dwarf one or the embedding heroes one. They're both about embedding. Call me... I didn't call you a yaoi boy, Lucius, but you can be a yaoi boy if you want to be a yaoi boy. I won't stop you. Skills. Grand Magistrate's Tactician Stand. Your ground skill no longer applies to all units in his army, just himself. The selfish git. How dare he? How dare he? The Magistrate already sucks. Don't nerf the Magistrate. Closest to the heavens, reduce spell intensity from 50% to 20% plus. How dare they? Fair enough. Traits, fix... Is it fair enough? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's good. Okay, both of these are kind of sad. Those are both big nerfs. Traits. Fix the clandestine trait for Cathane Caravan Masters, not applying the ranks experience to units when recruiting the character. Items. The Jar of all souls magic items now restricted to lords only, as it gave lords immortality. Fix the Burning Remembrance item to heal the same as its indicated UI value. The thing is, was it ever any good, that? The Remembrance? I don't especially like the Remembrances. There's Zhao's item, quest item, thingamajiggy. Aren't the Magics supposed to be support characters? Is that weird? Yeah, they're supposed to make the army good, and they don't make the army good enough to get them. And now they're making them make the army even less good. So I don't know why they would do that. Like, how many people actually recruit magistrates, legitimately? Jar of Souls was nice for getting heroes leveled. Was it? I don't know about that. But yeah. Jade Lions, never heard of them. Oh, suspicious. No DLC for you, I guess. Greenskills, general update. Fixed a soft lock where the player could unlock both cookie slots in Grom's Cauldron before the Black Tooth mission to unlock them both was issued. Now the mission will immediately complete if they are already unlocked. Makes sense. Campaign, fixed the Sea Dragon's Teeth landmark building shown twice when playing as Greenskins. Fixed some units not unlocking ingredients for Grom's Cauldron. Good. I didn't know that happened. I haven't played Grom in a long time. Units, removed the poor leadership bullet point from the Super Squig unit and added the unbreakable bullet point. Wozag Bonewood staff item. Range is no longer map wide. It's 55. Orc War Boss. Remove Chariot Cap when mounted on a War of War. Black Orcs. Recruitment cost. Gotten cheaper. Upkeep's gone down. Black Orcs are cheaper. Crimson Killer across the board. Crimson Killer Black Orcs have gotten cheaper across the board. Orc Big Guns have gotten about 50 cheaper across the board, except upkeep has only gone down by 13. Savage Orc Big Guns recruitment cost has gone down by 100 across the board, and then upkeep has gone down another 13. Rogue Idol. Recruitment cost has gone down. Multiplayer cost has gone down. Upkeep has gone down by a good chunk. 50. Night Goblin Archers are cheaper across the board. But upkeep is only 12 cheaper. Not 12 cheaper, sorry. 7 cheaper. High Elves campaign. Fix an issue where some High Elf Archmage units weren't receiving bonuses from the Lilith's Blessing stance. How are we? Good. Spotting raiding camp animations on campaign map is a... Okay. Fix an issue where some High Elf Archmage units weren't receiving bonuses from the Lilith's Blessing stance. High Elf Fortress Gate buildings now give battle supplies correctly. Remove the character type restriction from the Advisor to the King High Elf Follower. Units. Fix High Elf Beast casters having the wrong transformation of Kadan spell, reducing the winds of magic cost in their skill tree. Omen of Asurian Arcane Phoenix is cheaper and has less upkeep. Eltharion Footed version is cheaper across the board. Eltharion Barded Steed is cheaper across the board. Elith Inar, Princess and Handmaiden of the Everqueen, added to the units with a 360-degree firing arc multiplayer cap. Corn factions, including Valkia, can now recruit the Blood Brute Behemoth Gorgon Regiment of Renown unit in their campaign. Kislev. Patches sometimes are a big, long read. See, yeah, like, subscribe, do all the good things. Do the good things. Lucius, are you using the fact that I am not paying attention to chat to just write the weirdest stuff? Okay. Fixed the incorrect army preview for Mother Ostankia's final battle mission. Campaign fixed the Stallion Distro Faller being available to Kislev when it was just meant to be Empire. When a Kislev faction completes the supporter race, they will now receive a dilemma offering Confederation, a military alliance, or war declaration. Oh, so you can go and smack Gestalten now? Nice. Rather than an instant Confederation. Added missing default diplomatic relations between Kislev and Vampire counts. Tweaked the Gate of Thorns. Speed and acceleration penalties increased to -34%. Removed direct damage when moving. Rapidly drains fatigue of a hexed unit when moving. The ruined Gate of Thorns! No more walking them to death. How could they? They're still slow, but... they no longer die through just walking. Fair enough. It was very strong. Units. Removed armor from the Ethereal Summon Things in the Woods unit. Ulrika Magdova has the Spread Control passive hero action to synergize with the skill that buff it. Mother Stankia has less ammunition. Ooh, that's a shame. Gulyash ability number of affected allied units is limited to 5. Which sucks because Gulyash wasn't great to begin with. Akshina Ambusher. Here the Akshina get nerfed. Change the unit profile damage to be less AP based and more pure damage based. The intent here is to allow the unit to main its high alpha damage, but give it a more unique role and niche when compared to other units on the roster. You mean not steal Streltsie's abilities. Melee based damage has gone up to from 10 to 25. So they're still smacking real hard, but they have very little. They're down to 10 AP. That's not horrible, but that is a big nerf to their armor piercing. Melee attack has gone down by 2. Melee defense has gone down by 10. Range base damage has gone up. Ranged armor piercing damage has gone down in the same amounts on both sides. So that's a nerf across the board. Battle AA usage group updated range direct ranged. Okay. I've seen these AP nerfs coming. We all saw them coming. Nerfs to Akshina, who knew? Yeah, we all knew Akshina were getting slapped. Looks a lot more manageable now. These still look good, just less broken. The Wolfheart Akshina Ambushers Regiment of Renown are getting the same nerfs, pretty much the same nerfs. Similar nerfs. Streltsy and Bediva Brawlers Regiment of Renown have more health. Technology. Fix the Howling in the Woods technology, applying Dazed instead of Discourage. Fixed Howling in the Woods not granting its missile resistance benefit. Fixed Ostankia's Sympathetic Undergrowth technology, not applying its movement range increase until the turn after it's been researched. Okay. Lizardman campaign. Fixed a number of instances where provinces were missing from the Geomantic Web, so Ostankia got slapped a little bit, but not that hard. Fixed a number of instances where provinces were missing from the Geomantic Web or had links that were overlapping others. Fixed a number of randomly dropped magic items that could not be stolen, fused, or salvaged. Fixed Oxyotl having a negative effect to building construction time as a reward for visions of the old ones. Lord Mazdamundi diplomacy effect in his faction trait now also applies to the Chaos Dwarfs. Fixed Nakai's building Sentinel Hall, missing the population surplus cost. Units. Fix the Spirit of Topek-Coatl Regiment of Renown unit not having the bound Baroness Time Warp spell in campaign. I heard about that one, never checked if it was there. Added the remaining spell lores to the Slan Mage Priest units, Heaven's Beast, Metal, Death, and Shadows. So we're getting all of the good guy spells to both campaign and custom battle. Blessed Horn ones now have primal instincts as intended. Blessed Stegadon received their missing 15% missile resistance. Quaddles no longer instantly kill themselves by clipping through walls on settlement battles. Oh, dang. Nurgle campaign. Nurgle cult buildings will now continue to apply their effect when growth is at 0 due to having 5 population surplus. I hadn't noticed that this wasn't being applied, so it's nice seeing it being fixed. I didn't notice it being missing. Not gonna lie. RadiantAsh skill points reset. Way at the beginning, I can quickly jump there though. Or no, I can just go and tell you. So you wound your hero for 3 turns when he comes. You wound your lord for 3 turns. When he comes back, you can reset all his skills. That's how it works. There's a skill point fix. We're looking for Nurgle. Oops, I've gone too far, haven't I? But that's how it works. There we go. Yeah, we were at Nurgle. So your lord is gone for 3 turns, and after those 3 turns of him being wounded, you can reset all skill points. That's how it works. I joined late. What are the headline changes? Big changes to sieges, and we are getting skill points resets. Lord is dead 3 turns, reset thingamajigs, skill points. Siege rework. You can only build in a slot once. Tower wall health is based on settlement wall level. Towers now also uncover stealth units. Those are the big ones. Greasus got that speed. Yay, supposedly he's got some speed. Greasus now moves 15 faster. So 35 to 40, he might actually make it to the battle before it's over, which is pretty nice. Scrag gets more armor. He goes from 30 to 40. Gorgers get a good chunk more HP, so we're going up 1,600, which is pretty nice. Iron Guts recruitment cost has gone up, multiplayer cost has gone up, and upkeep has gone up for Iron Guts. But yeah, that's the fast. That's the general one. Nurgle has cults? Yes, everyone has cults. It's the little buildings that spawn randomly across the map. Ogre Bulls are more expensive by 50 and upkeep by about 10. It was 12, but you know. Charge bonus has gone down for the Ogre Bulls. Ogre Bulls Iron Fists have less charge bonus. Ogre Bulls dual weapons, less charge bonus. Nobblers have gotten more expensive across the board. Also update the tier icon from 1 to 2. So Nobbler Trappers are tier 2 boys because they're slightly better than the base boys. Bucklers of the Mad are now tier 2 icon. Technology. Fix the Technology's heavier gut plates, not applying to the Crusher's Regiment of Renown unit. Skaven. So people were saying Skaven were nerfed. I haven't read this, so I don't know about it. Fixed a number of Skaven factions being unable to recruit Eshin Sorcerer heroes. Fix the select units on the augment panel button, not selecting the unit in the panel, and instead always selecting the first unit. Fixed an issue where using a Doom Engineer against a Chaos Dwarf or Demon Prince owned settlement wouldn't create the Warlock Laboratory building. Replaced a unit of Gutter Runners with Rat Ogres in the garrison provided by the Chain Sentry Beast building. Fixed Skaven Pasture Resource building not using their updated names from Warhammer 2. Units resolves an issue on Skaven vehicle units wheels where they were not moving with the correct speed and direction. Skills, fix Skaven Packmaster skill Carrot and Stick not correctly applying the recruit rank bonus. Technology, the Skaven Technology Monstrous Abomination now also applies to Regiment of Renown units. Slaanesh, fix the Slaanesh Seduction cost not displaying the amount properly when unit cards are small, such as for multiplayer. Fix an issue where demon cult buildings were not able to be constructed in cults and Chaos Dwarf settlements. Adjusted Nkari's jumping attack to perform better against infantry. Nice. Empire. Fixed an issue where Gotrek and Felix would gain their magic items multiple times when spawning after the first time. Units. Empire Imperial Supply units now correctly merge and sort with standard variants. Fixed an issue where Ostermark... I guess they were counting. Fixed an issue where Ostermark could not recruit Huntsman Generals as lords. Items. Fixed Stahlberg's letter giving bonus experience when fighting Bretonia instead of undead races. Guild of French. Tomb Kings. Units the Chosen of the Gods can now damage walls with their projectiles as intended. But yeah, final cults and short settlements. Yeah, updating those good boys to be part of everyone's pain and suffering. Siege. General update, added a search bar to the Formless Horror panel and the Skirmish versus AI Changeling form selectors. This will make finding a specific form a lot easier. So minor quality of life. Campaign, the borrow time changing of the ways action can now be used on armies at sea. Clarified the requirements for the changing of the ways transfer settlement action. Fixed an issue where the mission chain for the Blue Scribes would abort if the Stage 2's mission target settlement was captured by an ally. Oh, nice. Fixed the Changeling's parasitic income buildings not having the effect that hides the Changeling's local armies. Fix the Changeling's parasitic income buildings not having the effect that hides the Changeling's local armies. I didn't know that was broken. Fix the Formless Horror panel selecting a random character when the Changeling has no form assumed. Fix the Changeling's... Random! Nice. Fix the Changeling's Immortal Empire's Long Victory Roar not correctly applying the +10 recruit rank bonus to Lords. Fix an issue where losing your final cult as the Changeling wasn't triggering a check for faction death. When recruiting a safe character as the Changeling, you will no longer recruit from the faction your cult is currently in, as intended. Fix an issue where Sotharel the Everwatcher would lose immortality when confederated. Fix not being able to demolish Changeling buildings inside the building browser. Units, fix an issue with Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Siege characters where the high-level magic skills required unlocked all previous skills, rather than investing 4 points into any of them. Oh, that's kind of fun bug. Shame it's fixed. Added Lore of the Wilds access to the Blue Scribes. Added multiplayer caps on Sangors. Fix summon greater demon units having regular spells instead of bound spells. The Changeling multiplayer cost has gone down. Note that now the price scales based on the transformation selected, including the cost of the transformation spells. That makes sense, kind of, I think, but I'm not a multiplayer person. Who was it? Which player ever lost his final cults as the Chamber? We'll never know. Siege the one faction never played? Oh. Siege isn't my favorite to play. He needs to be moved from the south. I hate the south area. It's just shit. The south sucks. Oxyautolis sucks. Siege sucks. Techless sucks. Because Techless needs to go down and deal with Siege. Mutalith Vortex Beasts have become more expensive across the board, but otherwise unchanged. Ace and the Fallen Mutalith Regiment of Roundhouse also become more expensive. Maelstrom of Change ability base damage increased to approximately 60%. Added a bespoke multiplayer unit cap for the unit. Cockatrice update battle AI usage to better work with the intended battle design. Sengurs have become more expensive across the board. Technology. The disc taming technology no longer shows the Doom Knights Regiment of Renown unit card as it was not relevant to the recruit ranked effect. Vampire Coast. Campaign. Fix the Vampire Coast pieces of 8 that are awarded from quest battles not showing up in the pieces of 8 panel whilst the quests are active. Vampire accounts. General update. Change the Raised Dead recruitment maximum capacity to display the accumulated maximum between region and province recruitment pools. Campaign. Added missing default diplomatic relations between Kislev and vampire accounts. Warriors of Chaos. Campaign. Fix Warriors of Chaos having access to Fuchao's unique port. Fix Spellcars upgraded Unholy Manifestation not having their cooldowns reduced by this unique technologies. Fix the Demonic Pact technology not applying the Causes Fear attribute to undivided chosen units as stated. Fix an issue where the Fortress of the Damned settlement would be dedicated to Hellspire tribe in Realm of Chaos when it was intended to go to Cole instead. Fix an issue where Harold Hammerstorm would not spawn when completing his quest as non-champion of Chaos factions. Fix an issue where Chaos Heroes weren't increasing control in regions owned by them. The Piracy event will no longer trigger when playing as Warriors of Chaos. Skills. Fix an issue with certain Warriors of Chaos units not being affected by the speed and malice character skill. Traits. Fix Kolek's Lord trait not applying missile resistance to Dragon Ogre units. Whoops-a-daisy. Tech. Fix the ritual staff technology not applying to the Severed Claw Regiment of Renown unit for Village. Fixed the ritual staff technology missing Chosen of Siege halberds from their bonuses. Items. Fix the Hammer of Harry not providing undivided authority to the army Herald is embedded into. Wood Elves. Campaign. Fix the 100 to 199 health segment of the Athlaloran Forest not displaying the -5 upkeep reduction that it was providing. Added malevolent drives to the Wood Elf allied outpost buildings garrisons used by Dryka, as she does not have access to the standard Waywatcher units. That's nice. That's a nice little change. Fix an issue where the Wood Elf Forest settlements chain was not providing the correct number of construction slots at each level. Dryka now receives the Stolen Power trait when completing the quest battle for Coadel. Wood Elf units. Fix Wood Elf Beast casters having the wrong transformation of Kadan's spell when reducing the Winds of Magic cost in their skill tree. Items. Fix the Wood Elf Dart of Doom magic item showing its effect increasing Athlaloran attrition for enemy armies as a negative instead of a positive. Fix the Reforged Twilight Helm magic item not providing range to Waywatcher units correctly. Campaign. Prologue the Lost God. Realm. I'm going to skip the prologue. None of us play the prologue anymore. Let's be real here. Don't worry. It's because we're at the less. Now we only take breaks if interesting things pop up. Because I don't know if there's anything interesting in here, and I don't want to skip it if there is. The Realm of Chaos. Gotrek and Felix will now spawn in the Realm of Chaos campaign. The intro movie for the Realms of Chaos will now play properly. Mirror of Madness. Fix certain halls of mirror settings not working properly. Enjoy the reading, though. Immortal Empires. Fix the Southern Sentinel settlements in Immortal Empire, starting with the settlement level too low to support the defense building and contained. Hey, that's really nice, because when you go and confederate them, that building just disappears because it's a tier 3 wall in a tier 2 settlement. Fixed an issue with the Yeehee Peak settlement in Immortal Empires, allowing the wrong building to be constructed within it. Fix the Journey Complete event not appearing when a character traveled via the Uskala Canal sea lane in Immortal Empires. Fixed a number of final battles in Immortal Empires campaign being in the wrong location. Fix the reduction to sea lane travel time effect not applying to the River Ruined sea lane. Fix Kurgan Warband army sometimes spawning in impossible terrain in Immortal Empires. The Pillar of Bone landmark, Death Gorge, can now be constructed by more races. Not telling us who. It took you longer to read that than say that? Well, I didn't know. I thought there might be more. I didn't read the next line. Fix the reduction, here you go. The Hall of Rebirth landmark Lamia can now be constructed by the Vampire Coast. Dragon's Emperor Wrath now also affects the region's Bloodwind Keep and Foundry of Bones beyond the Great Bastion. Fix the Sea Dragon's Teeth landmark building producing gemstones for factions that do not trade. Yeah, I've seen that happen for a couple of them. Fixed an issue where defense garrison buildings could not be built in the Cloric Spire settlement. Battles. Chokeband battles. Adjustments to collision resolves issues with flying units being submerged in the Bone Shell River. Custom battles. Minor settlement battles. Updated barricade rotations on the Saber Mountain minor settlement. Honestly, these I'm not too fussed about. Well, actually, quest battles. Fixed an instance of passive AI in Luin Sword of Corone quest battle. Fixed some instances of passive AI in Azek Slagas/S quest battle. Fixed reinforcement zones, sometimes showing up in some quest battles even though they were relevant and couldn't be used. Weren't relevant. Siege battles. Adjustments large tree locations along the edge of the Black Fortress siege walls to stop units getting stuck. Fix an issue in the Zufbar siege battle map where units would float in the attacker's deployment zone. Passive AI in battles? Really? Nah. Specifically quest battles, though, only. Multiplayer. General and sequential turns when another player ends their turn. All open panels will now close. The multiplayer pre-battle timer running out will now gray out all but the play battle buttons. Fix an issue with characters sometimes not being selectable when clicking their names. Fix multiplayer battles sometimes showing an invalid map is selected. Fix the first player being able to exit the diplomacy screen with escape after threatening an AI faction and waiting for the second player to decide whether to join them in the war or not. New error messages are now reported in the UI to help assist you with your connection woes. Maybe nice, I don't know. Game graphics. Are there any important ones in these? Because I don't want to read all of these. I'm going to be real with you here. I don't want to read all of these. A bunch of graphic fixes. You're welcome. Audio. A bunch less than the graphics fixes, but a bunch of audio fixes. UI. You can no longer pull a fast one by clicking the diplomacy buttons quickly to add invalid actions to the deal you craft. You crafty devil. I didn't know about this cheese, but that's pretty sneaky. Kugoth got smaller feet. When did that happen? You didn't see any interesting graphic fixes? Nice. Because it's a very long list to read for most likely very little payoff. This, however, is kind of fun. So, if you don't know about it and you want to use it, you've got today to use it. Patch comes out tomorrow. C8, DLSS, SS, blah, 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 blah. So, you can no longer pull a fast one by clicking the diplomacy buttons quickly to add invalid actions to the deal, you crafty devil. But you can still do that, as far as I'm aware, in multiplayer to go and complete your troughs and virtue thingamajiggies as Britonia. That's still there for Britonia, as far as I'm aware. Units with burst fire projectiles now correctly display their ammo as the number of bursts remaining instead of the total ammo remaining. Fixed Russian subtitles not showing for the Chaos Dwarfs intro and victory movies. Remove reference to males from attrition as it does not exist in Immortal Empire's campaign map. Echoed Hellbreast is now appropriately named Echoed Hellbreast during the Echoed Hellbreast quest battle to unlock Echoed Hellbreast. Fix the following skills not appearing in game due to overlapping coordinates on the skill node set. Lord of Wei Jin for Yun Bo, Iridescent Scrivener for Kyra's Fate Weaver, Master Schemer for the Changeling. I don't know. UI might be important is the thing. Fix invalid faction options sometimes appearing in the drop-down list for changing of the ways. The landmark building tooltip on the city label now shows every level of the building chain. Fix some settlements not showing their respective resources icon in the settlement label when resource buildings constructed here. Fixed a display issue where the AI stats modifier was getting added to the player's reload time and weapon base AP when calculating the display value. However, the actual value was not modified. Fixed pre-battle buttons showing as active after loading a save where the player has already made the decision on which action to take. For example, if the player pressed fight battle and then saved reloaded. 1 second. Fix pre-battle buttons showing as active after loading a save where the player has already made the decision on which action to take. For example, if the player pressed fight battle and then saved reloaded. So if the game crashes, you need to fight the battle now? Hellbrass? Pokemon. Search blood? I'll get to blood. Oh, is the blood in here? Do I need to read the blood thing? Is it important, Fakoma? Is it actually important? Blood will now appear in Cruxagore weapons for regular, ancient, and blessed Is it that blood? Blood pack effects now appear correctly on the dire wolves? Which one? There's a bunch of bloods. Control F blood? Lots of graphic fixes where blood was or not showing up on units. A huge patch? It is a big patch. And it's looking like a good patch. Sounds like an exploit to save scum on Legendary. It sure is. It sure is an exploit to save scum on Legendary. I'm just not sure if it's fixed. We might not be able to Alt F4 anymore. We might not be able to... Well, I think we can still reload the battle. I just don't think we'll be able to not fight the battle. We'll have to go and find out if I can still cheat my way out of redoing a battle. Fix some building missions. Objectives not opening to the building browser when clicked. How's the patch looking? Honestly, pretty good. So there's a siege rework and there's a skill update thingamajiggy where you can respec your lords. Okay. Put the chewing gum away. Fix pre-battles and fix some building missions. Objectives not opening in the building browser when clicked. Added the missing healing received stat effect icon from various units. Fix changeling showing the horde icon in the diplomacy screen, but he kind of is a horde. Added a flame icon as part of the new notification system in the front end that directs players to the new legendary lords that are included in the DLC, improving their discoverability. Fix demon prince parts in the character details panels not showing when opening the panel through the skills tab. I've had this bug. Fix missing button animations when selecting skills. The battle for Itza quest battle now correctly zooms to mage priests when the objective buttons are pressed. Fix the Dreadlord portrait used in Nimric's Armor of Calador quest battle. The Dragon Horn ancillary has been renamed to the Horn of All. Fix an issue wherein re-clicking the army setup or map setup buttons in custom battle would cause the opposition button to become visually selected. Suspicious. Fixed the Flesh Lab button not reverting to the passive state when closing the panel. The Horde building panel is no longer accessible when the character details panel is open at 4K resolution. The mission marker pin no longer shows in the 3D space for Vampire Coast treasure map missions. Fixed an issue where the blue scribes icon was displayed as Lore of Light rather than Lore of Tzeentch. Fixed duplicate units displaying on various tooltips when an effect is applied to them. Fixed occasional flickering issues when the UI scale was higher than 100%. Corrected the unit Could they make it that we can change the UI further than it currently is? Because the 200% you can go up to currently sucks. Corrected the unit category icon titles on the incarnation elemental of beasts and the things in the woods. Fix the changeling agent recruitment building icon not showing the correct building in the tools tab. Shim will lose that. Oh, yeah, I won't be able to continue that campaign. Didn't think about that. Fix the changeling agent recruitment building icon not change the DLC banner behavior on race selection and custom battles to be consistent with behavior inside new campaign race selection. This means that the banner will only show if no content is owned in that race. If any content is owned, then the banner won't show anymore. For example, the banner will now not be visible on base races such as Kislev or Tzeentch, even when Shadows of Change is not owned. Fix the Champions of Chaos epilogue event not triggering after completing the campaigns. Cheers to Rocks on the forums for flagging this one. Do you know what? Good on this person. Fix Malice and Kairos not appearing in the respective culture categories in the Formless Horror panel. Like, here it's okay. People aren't going to get upset about this. Made the Formless Horror map indicator clickable so that the location of a character can more easily be viewed. A question mark now shows on the pre-battle screen if all armies are hidden in a quest battle. Event Lords and Heroes provinces and known factions drop-downs will now be reopened after closing a panel such as the Technology panel. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure it's actually going to do what... I think I can get do-overs if I want them still. It sounds like I can still get do-overs, but I can't go and not fight the battle, which I never did. I would always fight the battle. Fix an issue wherein dilemma effects would not create tooltips. Fix some effects that would modify the character chance of being discovered. While you're in ambush stance or something like that, but were shown as decreasing rather than increasing or vice versa. The Marauder Horseman riders are no longer hiding behind their horses in the porthole view. What? Why can't we have ponymen? Fix the outpost units list always showing units from the first settlement instead of the one selected. To reduce confusion with the new respec mechanic lords not available for replacement now show in recruitment list in a disabled state in more scenarios. Fix Mother Ostenkia's empowered hex button sometimes overlapping the help pages button in some languages. Fix the AI stats modifier setting in the campaign select screen remaining visible when collapsing the battle header. Fixed an issue where right-clicking inside the skull tooltip on an ability was not opening the skill browser. Dwarf runes can now be removed with a double-click. Fixed the discovered Skaven Undercities label not showing a tooltip. Added the missing on-screen name to a key map point in Zarna Grunt. Fixed a missing War of Altar icon in the event feed pop-up. Fixed the AI stats modifier tooltip cutting off baba. The office panels now make use of sticky tooltips. The Grom's Cauldron panel has been updated to use sticky tooltips. The Sotic Sacrifice panel has been sticky. Ancillaries have been updated to have sticky. The Bloodlines panel has been sticky. Fixed large number of inconsistent character skill icons. Fixed idle caravan lords not being selectable in the character details panel. Nice! I was complaining about that on stream. Fix Eltharion the Grimm's Grim Discipline skill tooltip going off screen. Fix unit cards in custom battle being hidden behind other UI elements while dragging them. Fix the multiplayer pending action notification sometimes appearing when a player was watching a movie. I think that means like in-game movie. Fix the WA target UI sometimes showing other invalid targets, which was making the text show as placeholder. Fix the WA target not showing over armies that have a valid capital. Fix Dread Prestige and Slave post-battles animations not increasing the resource number when the animations end. That's a lot of sticky stuff. It was a lot of stickies. Fix trait events not showing the text that says how it was acquired. Stop trait tooltips flickering in the Lord Hero recruitment panel. The Ultimate Scheme teleport button now correctly informs the player why they cannot teleport if they are in a stance. Updated the parchment map translation of Plane of Bones in Korean localization. Fix the expanded ability section in the unit information panel not remembering that it was expanded when hovering over a different unit. Fix the help page text for Blessing of the Lady feature saying it would provide a physical resistance when it has been changed to damage resistance. Fix the type of Beastmen recruitment talking about recruiting from Black Arcs rather than local horde. Fix the number of followers having incorrect explanations for gaining them. Fix the number of races not using their bespoke raise image when capturing a settlement. Fix flickering. Why is this not in the graphics one? Fix flickering mission icons when ending your first turn. Fixed event feed missing pop-ups occasionally not allowing players to zoom into objectives. Fixed spacing on the resource bar. I guess binds UI to addressing overlapping of number and the Herdstern shard icon. Fix the quest battle balance of power preview and multiplayer campaigns showing incorrectly if the game was using anything other than ultra unit size. Update the images for Book of Nagash feature on the resources to fix misalignment. Units unlocking through Chaos Gifts, but adjusted wording of Howling in the Woods to clarify that it doesn't apply to the Mordheim Beowulfs. Fix various missing unit cards on technology and skill tips. Fix the times up pop-up in multiplayer timed campaigns remaining on screen if the player had an action queued, such as an attack action. A few of Mother Stanky's diplomacy text strings have been tweaked to match the audio. Adjusted the padding in the effects list to fix adding spacing for certain technologies. Fix inconsistency. Okay, we're almost done. I needed to know. It was a bit much. Still no Tory rest battle for IE? That was not in there, true. That was not in there. Capture a settlement and raises as your enemy. Using the correct word in British film, they used movie when they should be using cinematic. Cinematic would have made it more clear. Going and calling it movie was a bit weird. That was a weird word choice. Added preview effect that provided unit stat modifiers such as Sporific Musk for Slanesh. Fixed the flickering issue with the human. Path to Glory and big names effects now show in the battle campaign effects list for characters. Fix the Wood Office panels not closing with escape. Fix overlapping deployment zones and Darkland schemes. Changeling. The unit spell browser now correctly opens when right-clicking units with fixed WA, Gork, and Mork. The R of the toggle flying button in the battles has been changed to accurately depict what the button will do. Makes unit fly, makes unit land. Prevent the names of... I thought that was clear enough. Prevented the names of horde settlements from appearing in the early zooming in. The Wood Elves Deep Roots view now correctly closes when clicking the button again. That's nice. Discover Undercities and Cults and Settlement panels now shows the building from the discovered faction selected instead of always showing the first one if multiple discovered slots exist in the settlement. Fix an issue when Marathi had high Slanesh corruption and the control breakdowns would list the factor as faction instead of Slanesh corruption. The unit smile browser can now be opened by right-clicking units during exchange. Some Kithe technology names and descriptions have been updated to be consistent with the previous Harmony rework. Go back to the old Harmony, please. Defensive supplies no longer display unnecessarily. The faction summary screen now shows the max cap for agents as 0 if you cannot currently recruit them. Fixed warband recruitment not closing when clicking on recruitment button if an event pop-up was open. Fixed the treasury map button for Vampire Coast remaining selected if the panel was closed by clicking on the 3D map. Adjusted the text behavior and hero details paneling and added the scroll bar to the description companion to fix the information spilling outside of the UI frame. Fixed an issue where selecting an enemy army while having the Warbrand upgrades panel open with size of description text, some resources gained. Some resources gained in the past battle screen were missing animations. These have now been added. And we did it. Honestly, straight up, I like the patch. Okay, now we can talk. Now I'm not just listing off the random stuff there. It's worth it. I'd say the patch looks good. Random things could have appeared that would have upset me. So the big changes are clearly the skill, there was skill reset. I would definitely say the skill reset is a big one. I want to see how much the homing actually from those animations, the homing looks like a big one too. So these 3 ones, 100% massive update. We'll see how much we like them and how effective they actually are when we play. But yeah, man, you really are talking a lot today, aren't you, RadiantAsh? I sure am, and it's killing my voice. Sounds like, and I leave my exploiting alone. And they might be taking some of my exploits away. Till the game just launched a few weeks ago by the number of bug fixes. It's a big game. It makes sense that there are a lot of bug fixes. And some of the bug fixes, legitimately, when it comes to when it comes to this stuff here, some of this stuff, yeah. I don't need it to be perfect animations. I want it to be fun to play. But, like, the overall summary, wounded for 3 turns, you get to go and reset your skills. That's pretty nice. I think that's nice. Especially for players who like vanilla and don't want to use mods. If you get a bad Legendary Lord Confederation, that fixes it, and you don't need to download a mod for them. But it's Blood for the Blood God not working. It's paid DLC. That is funny. Why was that not working? RadiantAsh, so what do we play as first campaign after patch? Are there any important changes for Cougaroos? Cougaroos didn't really get any changes, no. No real changes. So my opinion for what we should play to test things out is either like Skarsnik or Bretonia. Because one of the big changes is settlement stuff. So either we want to try it from the Sneaky Staba direction, where we are invisible troops, or we want to see the capping with Visible Lords Bretonia, because they start off on knights. I think for both of those, that would be a really good choice for doing siege rework stuff. Bretonia is very sneaky faction. It's the sneakiest faction, the sneakiest sneaks. But yeah, who do you feel like? What do we want? I use infinite respec. Yeah, see, that's fine. A lot of people will be happy with mods, but for the people who don't like adding mods to their games, this is a nice change. I just saw the changes besides finally getting reset skills points. All the changes suck. You don't like the siege changes? I think the siege changes are kind of interesting. I think from the defender's point, I'm looking forward to trying a siege as the defender. Because that's going to make a big difference having the main point locked off unless they capture this point. So you might want to defend this point and kind of ignore this one. I don't know. We'll have to look at it. And depending on how they're locked off, it might be nice to be in the main point and just fire outside of it and have someone go and recap this, like a little stealth unit that you could go and send back and forth on it. I don't know. Vamco's, Structure, and Lamia? Gabos? Gabos. Nurgle changes will come in the next DLC? Yeah, I'm expecting Nurgle changes to come with next DLC big time. But how do you feel about patch? The siege change looks like it's going to be favor naturally tanky factions. But those naturally tanky factions are the factions that also move really slow, so I think that's a good change. Because currently speed and sneak are king. Try out Druki Chariots change. But I didn't use the Druki stuff beforehand. The change to the Druki Chariots was that they no longer can attack walls. And I didn't do that beforehand. What races got the biggest changes? Greece's was faster. I think the biggest changes... We should also consider the magic changes because I want to try some of the homing thing. So trying some of the factions that got some of the homing spells might be nice. That's kind of why I'm leaning towards Bretonia a little bit. Because they've got 4 winds of magic. And I wonder, will that passive heal nerf really make that much of a difference? Nurgle got a nerf, though. Nurgle got a nerf to its magic. Children of Nurgle got hit. How dare they? Is Grimgor the best? Yeah, Grimgor's always been great. 5 speed to Grease's. He got more than 5 speed. Grease's got 50. No, he was at 30 and he got 10 speed? Or something? Oh, I need to let the kitten in. We need to... So, Greece has got a good chunk of it. Sisters, Hawk Riders. Ooh, yeah. The tree folks got a lot of stuff. Nurgle, yeah. 35 to 40 speed. Grease's was only 35. He was one of the earlier ones. Oh, my throat's sore. That was too much talking. Oh, dang, it was only 5. Yeah, he's gonna be so speedy. You're right. How dare you be right, Lucius? How dare you be right, Lucius? Oh, my throat kills. Quickly, Lucius has been writing weird stuff just because I've been reading the whole time. But honestly, I like what I'm reading. I want to see it in action to know if... Oh, you guys can't see Nurgle. Oops, that's the wrong thing. Here you go. Slanesh? Oh, I'm muted? Oh, yeah. It wouldn't focus, sorry. Yeah, I was muted. Cat Lord. We don't need anything, we only need cats. Yeah. You wrote about... no, you didn't. You were messing about... Nurgle looks bigger. How old is Nurgle? I think he's I'm not sure. I don't know. When I got him, I didn't know how old he was. So I don't know how old he is. He's a good little baby, though. He's such a good little baby. He's the best little baby. He's the best little baby who eats your hands. I scrolled up to suspicious. But yeah. Tomorrow, I think I'll ask you again how you feel about the patch. But I like what I'm reading. I think it looks pretty promising. And I'm looking forward to seeing... we're at the wrong spot. So things I want to see. I want to fight a defensive or an aggressive siege. Well, I want to do both. It was above. It was, I don't know where anymore. No, it was below. Nurgle's such a good boy. Look at him just happily sitting there. Showing off that little tummy wumps. You guys can't see the tummy wumps. I can. This looks interesting because that will make certain spells so much better. So much better. Any news about fixing Wood Elves ancillaries such as the ones buffing Blade Singers they used to stack in Warhammer 2? As far as I know, no news. As far as I know, no news. You want to eat my finger? Yeah, he does. But I'm pretty happy with it. There is also the small business of we're not playing Total War today. Seems like a good step forward. Agreed, Chipperunos. Agreed, Chipperunos. Because I just want to play games and relax. Like, legitimately, I'm wearing my pajamas. Purple Sun got buffed, that spell, so you can controllable. That happened last patch. A bunch of spells, honestly, became more controllable. Most of the Vortex spells have been slowed down. So now you have more... Not more control exactly, but you know you've got a clear idea of where they'll be. They move a lot slower, thus making them much more reliable to use. He is very cuddly. He is so cuddly. He's such a good kitty. Nurgle? Love you. Has he been snipped yet? No, I need to call the vet, and I keep avoiding calling the vet. He needs to be snipped. All I need to do to fix magic is bring back Arcane Conduit. That wouldn't fix magic. And I wouldn't say magic is broken. It would be nice. It would make magic... I would enjoy magic more that way if we had Arcane Conduit back. I wouldn't say magic is broken, honestly. We need the Warhammer 2 control of Vortex. That I would like. That I feel like they should bring back. Let us just go and flick. Flick. Let me flick. Quick before make Spren. Spren's already fixed. Spren can't have little babies anymore. Spren can't have little babies. So that's not a worry. Missile homing Fireball is also homing. You can't get Chorus Fireball with one win cost. That could be fun. That could be fun. You should check it out tomorrow, Reeve. But yeah, I like non-vortex spells more in Warhammer 3. It depends. Some of the vortex spells are really nice, like the grab, but the grab doesn't move, Meow's grab. But that spell doesn't move at all. He's just there. It's like he comes and hangs out in my arms and then he just dies there. He's not dead. Nurgle. Nurgle. See, not dead. He just comes here to go and fall asleep. But yeah. Won't stop Nurgle from trying. Fireball already basically was homing. Homing is getting stronger is the thing. Homing's getting stronger. Which is really nice. And scary. Chaos Dwarves would also be a bit of a choice. Considering a bunch of their traits got fixed to work now. They can get a bunch of stuff under them. Do they have stock units? Yeah, they have stock units. But yeah, I might try Kairos with Blue Flames thingy. It's also homing. Supposedly that got nerfed. Buffed, fixed. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. But do you know what I'm also saying? I'm thinking about going and grabbing myself some drinks. Do you guys want to go to another patch stream or to a game stream? Pistol Vortex is I favor over. Pit of Shades is a Vortex, yeah, and it's really good. I am kind of recently coming back to Total Warhammer, so probably an old question, but do you have to play the tutorial campaign to unlock Boris for Kislev? You don't need to play the tutorial. The way to unlock Boris for IE is you need to own all Kislev. I think you need to own all Kislev settlements in Realms of Chaos. So just play it on easy. Play Cat on easy and quickly take all the main Kislev buildings. So Kislev, Erengrad, Prague, those ones, and I think that's how you unlock him, if I'm remembering correctly. So you don't need to play the prologue, but you do need to go and capture all of those buildings. That should unlock him. Homing more like homie! Ash, drink a beer. I got coffee and I got work in the morning. Also, I don't have beer at home, but I got like some cider, I think. I got some tasty cider if I wanted to have a drink. But yeah. Play the battle for Consultant Cat. No, it's not that. It's not that. Because I unlocked him long before I did that. There's a quest battle for Boris. There is a quest battle for Boris. And I think you unlock the quest battle for Boris by owning the settlements. Just got that and he showed up. But haven't seen the quest battle for him yet. Okay. I think the tutorial's good. I think the tutorial's great for new players. I think it can be a bit irritating for people who know how to play the game. Yeah, chat. Look at Nurgle melt. He does melt a little. He just finds a happy position and then he's there. Then he's there. But he needs the snuggles. He needs a lot of snuggles. Who needs a lot of snuggles? Who needs a lot of... Fighting Siege at Frozen Falls? Yeah, that one. It's that battle, yeah. But I think you trigger that by owning the other things. So, do you guys want patch stream or do you want gameplay stream? Is Human Boy's patch still up? I don't know. I can't tell. Am I not subscribed to Human Boy? I think I am. I should be subscribed to Human Boy. Looks like he's stopped streaming. He managed to get through the patch faster than me. Yeah, he got through it faster than me. So we'll go to visit somebody who... They give release date for Thrones? Nope, we have no clue. I'd really like to see that as well. These are your he's not streaming yet. So these are your choices. Teapot Tom with Dryka. Ultimate General American, Ragnarok Total War. Scarbrand Skull Collecting, Vile Urple. What would you like? Those are your choices. Near future, Human Boy finished, but he'll have a 10-hour stream tomorrow. Ah, look at you, Grevin. Look at you. Look at you all up to date. Okay, we can stop having a crotch cam since Nurgle's leaving. We can go and switch back to my face. My pasty face. There you go. My pasty face. Ash doesn't like subscribe monsters. I love them. But yes, reminder, like, subscribe, follow, all the good things. But those are your choices. You didn't tell me. We've gone to Teapot, I think, recently, so let's go to Vile Urple. Maybe he's cool. I don't know. It's time for me to go and play some Dark Tide, have the lights off, and be a gremlin at home, because being a gremlin at home is also my obligation. My thing. And tomorrow we'll figure it out. When I put the stream up, you guys can suggest the campaign, or maybe I'll make a mini post, and then you should suggest campaigns to play, because I don't know who we should play to test things out. Enjoy the gremlin time? Hell yeah. I need some good gremlin time. Also, my voice is slowly, it's deteriorating. So good night, chat. Good night.